everybody, and welcome into the show here, Region Weather Live, Sunday evenings, always Sunday evenings, sometimes bonus broadcast during the week, depending on when we're, dealing with weather-wise. But I hope you guys are doing well. It is the midst of summer across the region. You can feel it outside, kind of refreshing today, right? I posted this morning just how rare this air is that we're getting so far today, just kind of on the chilly side. I'm in sweatpants. I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of where we're at. Want to say hi to our early birds. Savannah, thanks for joining us. I appreciate you spending some Sunday time with us. Mary's with us. Hello, Mary. Savannah had a wonderful weekend. It was great. We'll talk about that in a second. Linda, good evening to you. Jeff's with us tonight. Hi, Jeff. Danielle Connor says hello from Valpo. Hi, Connor. Hope Valparaiso is doing well here tonight. Phoebe's with us tonight. Mary's just saying, what a beautiful day. Jill, hello to you. Derek, doing great, buddy. Hope you're doing well as well. Speaking of well, Maxwell's with us. Ruth, hello to you. And Susan, good evening to you as well. All right, I want to dive in here. In terms of weekend, we had a good weekend. I had to work last Sunday morning, and then we had severe weather yesterday, at least a chance for it. It kind of flopped. We didn't have a whole lot, but so I went in yesterday. So I did 7 straight days, which I'm not complaining. I love what I do, but I was pretty tired this morning waking up. We made it to church somehow by the grace of God, but I'm tired today. I don't know what it is. So I'm hoping a good night's sleep tonight will get me back to it. On vacation all this week, which is nice. We take all of our vacations in the summertime, spring and summer when it's nice outside. So I'm excited to have, the family on vacay. We're going to help my mother-in-law out doing some outdoor work and stuff like that. But it's going to be a nice week here as we welcome in 4th of July. So I hope you guys are enjoying the heart of summer as well. I can't believe it's 4th of July already. This just amazes me how fast things go. It's like June lasts forever, and then all of a sudden July's here, and you're like, wait, summer's half over? But it's not really half over. So anyway, so hope you guys are doing well as well. All right, real quick, let me thank the sponsors here. Let me get them on the screen here first and foremost. Since I don't have them on here, I was doing another broadcast this week and had to take them out. Where are they? Here they are. Okay, very good. We've got them. So guys, bottom line, these are all great companies here in Northwest Indiana. I stand by them. They're all local family-owned businesses. They're just great. Real quick here, starting at the top, FBIbuildings.com. Guys, if you have a pole barn that's existing, maybe it needs some renovation, or perhaps you're looking for some kind of pole barn, to storage, whatever happens to be commercial, residential, FBIbuildings.com is the place to go. They've done over 20,000 of them in the Midwest, and they can renovate old ones too. You don't have to get a brand new one, but they've got great pricing on it. They've got specials as well, FBIbuildings.com. Guys, if you have any questions around things like life insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, stuff like that. That's so confusing because there's so many rules and there's so many different kinds. And you probably are wondering, hey, at your age, do you need to be paying for life insurance? How much do you need to be paying into it? If you don't have dependents, if you do, it's all confusing, but there's someone who studies it, much like I study the weather. Michael Minogue has been studying this stuff for years and helping people. He will give you call him for a consultation. He'll guide you through it step by step. It's Minogue.life is the place to go. So if you have any questions around that, if you're confused by that, he can save you money in the long run if you're wasting your money on some of that stuff. And he really does great work around that. PSA, that's our public service adjusters. If you have any insurance claims, you go to them first. Don't go to your insurance agency, which sounds weird, right? But they will take care of that claim from start to finish for you, so you don't have to do any of it. And they don't get any money out of it until you do. And they'll often give you more money than you normally get. So they're just awesome. Publicserviceadjusting.com. Ewing Mechanical Services. Guys, if your AC has been running on overdrive the last couple weeks, and it's maybe on the fritz, it's blowing steam, you've got flames coming out of it, Ewing MECH is the place to go. Wonderful family-owned business. They've got great specials on new air conditioners right now. They've got tune-up specials. It's not too late for that. $69 out the door for that. They're just great. EwingMECH.com. TigerPlumbing.net, place to go for our plumbers. They're wonderful. They come out for free. If you got anything going on, I've got a spigot that's just shooting out like crazy. So I should probably get Tiger Plumbing out. TigerPlumbing.net and Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valparaiso. They've been sponsoring the show for about 2.5 years now. They're just wonderful. Tiger Plumbing as well. They were our first 2 sponsors, and we stand by everything they do. So support them if you can. All right, big picture pattern across the U.S. right now. So what I want to focus on this broadcast is 4th of July week, right? Fireworks are on different nights depending on what jurisdiction you're in. So I want to kind of cover all nights in terms of what it looks like right now with storm chances. All right. So we'll dive into that, but I want to start big picture across the country right now because we're in a spot right now that's not very typical for late June into early July. Typically, we have heat and humidity, and we're not feeling that outside right now. And what's happened is we've kind of flipped the script here in terms of the jet stream. We've got everything going up in the west, and it's coming down in the east. Typically, this time of year, it just goes up over the whole country. All right. And so we've got this really pleasant rare air mass. Today we had it. We'll have it tonight. It'll start to change tomorrow, though, as we start to warm up a little bit. Humidity is going to stay really low, though. I'm going to go over humidity for the rest of the week as well. But you can see just this clear, crystal clear air we have across the Great Lakes. It's just unbelievable. So please enjoy it. Open up the windows tonight. We have more action coming out in the west that's going to be coming our way. Okay. We'll get back to that heat and humidity this week. Also of note are the tropics, very active, right? We're getting out of an El Nino year, which tends to suppress tropical activity. We're heading into La Nina more likely in August and September. So as a result, the tropical waters, there's less shear in the Atlantic. Waters are sitting warm right now. And the pattern is just conducive to a pretty active tropical season. And we're already starting to see that. This is the second named storm of the season. This is Beryl or Burl. Beryl's how you say it, but I want to say Burl all the time. Anyway, it's a lady's name. And this is a major hurricane already at this point. It's a Cat 4 right now. It's out over open water, but it's getting close, getting into over to the St. Martin area, eventually getting just south of the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. It's going to head kind of in the Caribbean, the southern side of it. But this is a big storm for this time of year. And you can see out in the Atlantic, I mean, to have storms forming this far out this time of year, it's not very typical. Normally they form in the Gulf this time of year, or they form in the Caribbean, but this one formed further west, and that's problematic. And you can see there's more activity coming off of Africa. This whole area, this whole zone down here is called the Intertropical Convergence Zone. It's one of my favorite words to say. But this is where basically the trade winds come together, and they form thunderstorms. And what we usually watch when the waters are warmest, which is September, August and September, when the waters are warmest, that's when you get the most action, right? So we're a little early. But either way, normally when we have really warm water out in the Atlantic, we're watching these thunderstorms come off of the coast of Africa, and they usually form into tropical waves, which can be form into tropical depressions or tropical storms, hurricanes, etc. And we're already watching this area now, which is just it's a little early for that. All right. And that tells me, yes, so far we're going to have a pretty active pattern, and that's the way it's looking right now. So Hurricane Beryl, you can see, is expected to head down to the south of Dominican Republic and Hispaniola. Cuba's safe from this. Large swells expected along here. The Lesser Antilles, though, we're going to be getting some action. But notice as it gets in the Gulf, still expected to be a hurricane, but it heads into Yucatan near Cancun as a tropical storm. And then it remains to be seen what happens. Most of the modeling takes this thing into Mexico, but a few of the models kind of curve it out over the Gulf. And if it curves out into the Gulf, it's free range at that point. Okay, it can go anywhere depending on what kind of cold front or high pressure system we have. But you look at the timing of it, this is Friday of this week. So we've got some time to watch it, but still big system right now. Winds are at 130. So that's a decent hurricane, even though it's still out over open water right now. Okay. So that'll be national news. Just wanted to cover that in case you're hearing about that, just to kind of level set. A lot of you maybe don't follow the weather over the weekend. Maybe you're religiously checking during the week when you have plans and stuff like that. But maybe over the weekend, you get a little behind, and that's okay. That's what I'm here, is to catch you up on that. All right. So locally, we've got this nice high pressure. We've got nice north wind, really low dew points, which means we don't have much humidity at all. So watch what happens. Here's tomorrow, gorgeous day, but the wind's starting to shift. It's going to become a little more easterly tomorrow. Still a very refreshing day, still very low humidity. Should have lots of sunshine with some late day clouds. And then as we go into Tuesday, notice how we've got thunderstorms in the plains. All right. Tuesday's July 2nd, FYI. So hardly any fireworks other than your neighbor on Tuesday. Okay. But as we go into Tuesday, we start to bring in some storms off towards our north. I do have storms albeit like a 30% chance for them on Tuesday. Most of it will be west, but I could see one sneaking in here. Okay, so Tuesday is the first day that we're kind of dealing with at least some scattered storm chances around here. Best chance is going to be Wednesday, though. So I want to fast forward. This is Tuesday right here. This is on the Euro. This is Wednesday. You can see that the frontal boundary is going through us. The Euro passes it through kind of on the dry side in the morning. It has storms Tuesday night that fade. The front goes by, and then it sparks more storms down towards south. I think it's too early to call that at this point. I would say scattered storms on Wednesday, but Wednesday, in my mind, is going to be our best chance for storms. Wednesday is July 3rd. All right. The best chance looks to be, at least in my mind as of right now, looks to be earlier in the day Wednesday. Whereas, if you have firework plans July 3rd at night, it look a little bit better. Okay. This front will be just down to our southeast, though. So we'll have to see. So that's a front that's going by on Wednesday. It's going to be really humid on Wednesday. It's going to be hot as well. I think I have this at 88 in terms of temperature. And then that front settles south. This is July 4th. You can see the front here. I'm going to draw a line with my mouse. It goes from Pennsylvania into southern Ohio, into southern Indiana, and then it curves back up into the plain states again. Okay. That is too close for comfort, if you ask me. There are going to be thunderstorms that blow up along that. South of that front is a lot of heat and humidity. We'll get a little bit drier air in here. We'll be kind of medium in terms of the heat, probably low 80s on Thursday. But the storms will be really close down to our south. So if this front or the modeling changes the direction of this, we could have some storms around here on July 4th. But as of right now, the Euro keeps them just south. And then, look at this. And it starts to bring them in as we go in the latter half of the day, Thursday. And that's a change because it had us dry earlier. So this is kind of an update. But you could see, this front's in our vicinity on Thursday. So there's a real good chance that we're at least at some point going to spark showers and storms. Here's Friday. Friday, this frontal boundary kind of comes back at us. So the front sags south. Thursday, it comes back as a warm front. And then by Friday, it's attaching to another cold front. I'm trying to draw this out for you if it makes sense. So here's your front. We've got a cold front here trying to make it in on Friday. So that moisture and that boundary is still going to be over us. So bottom line, there's still real good chance for some showers and thunderstorms. As of right now, it looks to be early Friday. So this will be 4th of July evening and then Friday morning. And then this would head out, supposedly, and this would bring some refreshing air in here for Friday night. So I know there's a lot of places with Friday night fireworks. Those look okay right now. And Saturday doesn't look bad either. You can see we've got much drier air coming in. So this is Saturday. We've got a front well east. We've got another one loading up in the plains. So we would be okay for Saturday night fireworks too, as of right now. Again, it's Sunday. This is still getting far in the future, but things have been pretty consistent in the modeling in terms of frontal passages. So there's that. And then we would bring more storm chances in here late Sunday into Monday with the next storm system. Okay. So in summary, best chances for storms this week, in my forecasts at least, and maybe you're seeing this in your app, maybe you're not, but best chances for storms would be on Wednesday. All right. And then again on Thursday, 4th of July, afternoon and evening, and then Friday morning. So kind of that window right there. And then once again on into the latter half of the weekend. The days that are fine right now in my mind would be Friday night fireworks and Saturday night fireworks. Okay. Which covers a lot of spots. So that's that. So that's what we're looking at. Savannah, I'm going to answer your questions, but Savannah asked a really good one. I don't want to skip this. She says, like good old fashioned storms or anything severe for the week. So Savannah, all of them would run the risk of being severe. Unfortunately, it's not a guarantee that they would be. But Wednesday storms have a cold front with it, and that cold front's got a little push to it. So if you look at Storm Prediction Center's outlook, they've got severe threat well west on Monday, severe threat getting closer to here on Tuesday, and they don't quite have it here on Wednesday, but it's going to be around because we have a front. So severe storms are possible Wednesday. It doesn't look like a slam dunk severe event, but we'll have to watch it. Any storms this year can be severe just because there's a lot of instability. And then looking forward to the Thursday night storms, like 4th of July, and you're going to hear this pun a lot, but Mother Nature could provide her own fireworks. Every year there's a headline that says that from some meteorologist. Sometimes it's me. Anyway, Thursday night, we could have some severe weather with that frontal boundary as it comes through. then again on the Friday. Okay. So both of them would come with the severe weather chance. Heavy rainfall would be the primary threat with those, but we'll fine tune the forecast and get more into detail. But great question for sure. Yeah. Rich, you gave me the headline. The best fireworks are from Mother Nature. Yeah. Everyone, every meteorologist will say that this week. I'm telling you, can you guys please send me the articles that say that this week? If you have time, I'll repost them. It's just good times. So there's that. Okay. So those are our storm chances. All right. Next thing I want to cover are temperatures. Notice that they don't get out of control. We've got a pretty decent diet of either a zonal flow or a northwest flow here locally. Here's your Wednesday. I've got us at 88 as well. So today was just chilly. Tomorrow's beautiful. All right. Tuesday, here's our late day storm chances, but we're in the 80s. And then Wednesday's our hot day. And then temperatures stay in the low 80s or even near 80 all the way through 4th of July weekend, if we'll call it that. There's some humidity with this, but it's not bad. So this is really last thing I want to show you is the humidity, because this obviously is how you feel outside, and it affects everything that you do. And look at what we have right now, all these blues. This is like fall time humidity. Like there's nothing. All right. It's just so darn comfortable outside. It's going to remain that way tonight. All right. Lows falling back into the 50s. And then here we go through Monday. Monday's still fairly comfortable. Notice all this low air, like low humidity air. All the thick stuff, the tropical stuff's in orange. Okay. So that's out in the plains. So tomorrow's still very comfortable. Tuesday, it starts to return. All right. This is Tuesday afternoon. It's becoming more humid, but it's not bad. It's very manageable Tuesday. And then Wednesday, this is why we have, some of those storms could be stronger on Wednesday, because watch this. This is Wednesday morning. This is Wednesday afternoon. All of a sudden, it has turned tropical outside, and it's going to be thick and muggy and sweaty and gross on Wednesday. And that's our chance for storms, all right, because it's pulling along a front. And then after that, we don't really bring in dry air. We bring in slightly drier air, but notice there's not a lot of change. Here's Thursday. Dew point still up around 70, so it's still muggy for 4th of July. That's why we have the storm chances, right? And then Friday, not much change. We're in the 60s, so still humid, but manageable. And then we get this little drier air mass on Friday night and Saturday that brings just some pretty comfortable air for this time of year, but still some humidity around for Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so that's what the muggy meter is going to look like this week. And in terms of rain chances, we already highlighted that. All right. So if there's anything you guys want to know, I mean, that's the power of Region Weather Live, is that we can interact. A lot of times on these live broadcasts, I'm not saying I haven't watched a couple, but I've seen some other folks do it. And they just, they just go about their business. They give their presentation, then they're done. And I do not want that to be this way. You guys are taking time out of your schedule to join me to chat weather, which is my favorite thing. I hope it's your favorite thing too. So ask a question if you've got it. If you have a picnic, I'd be happy to forecast for your picnic. If not, we'll get you on your way tonight. Okay. Let me see. So I see Mark asked earlier, Hobart Parade is the 4th of July at 10 a.m. Any ballpark? As of right now, Mark, that storm threat would be 10 a.m. looks pretty good on the 4th of July for any parades that we have, Hobart's included. The storm threat to me right now looks to be later in the day into the evening. Okay. So right now, so far, so good in terms of that. Okay. Savannah, you're welcome. Maxwell, you're welcome. Maxwell says, bring on the humidity. I like it. Danielle, absolutely. You're so sweet. Thank you very much. Susan, that's a really good question. Will it be windy during the rainstorms? So Susan, there's really not a lot of wind this time of year. There is the only time there's real wind this time of year, like during the day, and maybe I think you're asking more about the storms, but I'll explain this anyway, is when you're bringing air in that doesn't belong this time of year. So it got pretty breezy the last 2 days, right? If not windy. And that was because we had to blow this cool air mass in that really doesn't belong here. I mean, we had to get it here from not the North Pole, but pretty close to it. And the other thing is, if it's like really hot, to get a real hot air mass here this time of year, you typically have to have some wind. So if things are kind of steady and it's seasonable, you normally don't have a lot of wind around. Now, with these storms later this week, yes, damaging winds would be a potential with those. It's not quite a tornado threat from a lot of these storms, because we don't really have a jet stream involved. The jet stream tends to take a break in the U.S. this time of year. It tends to go up in Canada. Sometimes we can get some jet energy, but there's not a lot of shear in the atmosphere this time of year unless the jet stream's involved. So damaging winds, I could see that later this week. But you're not asking about tornadoes, but I'm just going to say it doesn't look super high at this point, but we'll see. All right. You're welcome. Absolutely. Laura loves the day today. Yeah, Linda, we just covered that. So great call on that. So she's asking any high dew points this week. So Linda, low tomorrow. Tuesday gets a little bit higher, but still very comfortable. And then by Tuesday night and Wednesday, that's when the dew points ramp up. It'll feel tropical waking up Wednesday morning. That tropical feel will kind of stick around for 4th of July into Friday, and then we get a little bit more comfortable into the weekend, but nothing like what we have right now. I mean, what we have right now is very rare for this time of year. This feels like fall. It really does feel like fall outside. In fact, it feels so fall-like. My wife and I agreed we're going to watch a Halloween movie tonight, and she got a pumpkin beer at the store, which I think was last year. So we open up all the windows. We're having like Fall Fest tonight, which is kind of funny. We're both big fall fans, but summer's no slack either. Oh, Ethan's going to Cancun, Mexico, July 1st through the 8th. Ethan, you're leaving tomorrow? Will barrel hit? Ethan, yeah. I mean, it's going to be coming close to you. So Friday is what, the 5th? So 6, it would be sometime around the 6th. So Friday, I would say Friday into Sunday is barrel time for Cancun. My goodness. Yeah, I mean, what odds that you're going there right now. So yeah, there's a real good chance, Ethan, that you're going to have some kind of impact by that. Hopefully it gets weaker as it comes on in, for sure. And no problem. Sorry, late to the party. Rain chance for the 3rd at night for fireworks. Appreciate you. Happy 4th. So the 3rd is Wednesday night, and Wednesday night's looking better than what did I have? I have Tuesday. I'm getting confused now. So there's a slight storm chance Tuesday night. Wednesday, we have a storm chance, but it looks like the front moves out Wednesday night. So you should be okay. Let's go back to what the Euro's saying. All right, so here's Wednesday. This is Tuesday night right here. Big storms off towards our west. That rolls in. The Euro weakens it over us. And this is Wednesday night. So the front is like just down to our south. So we would have a lingering pop-up storm chance Wednesday night. But overall, it's not as bad as some of the other nights. Okay, let's look at the GFS because I have not looked at the GFS for this time frame. Please don't be all rainy. Okay, GFS agrees. That's good. So GFS brings some storms through here. More than likely, if we do get storms, it would be Wednesday morning into midday and early afternoon. Then they clear out for Wednesday night. Okay, so there's that. Jill, yeah, there's a chance for sure that some of this bad weather could sneak in Sandusky this week for sure. Time frame on that would be more so Wednesday getting something. And then, as we go through time, Thursday and Friday and Saturday, we're going to have some kind of stormy action, big complexes across the Great Lakes. So for sure, there's certainly a chance later this week, Jill. So it's going to get very active later this week, all across the Great Lakes in the Midwest. Yeah, Kathy, it is pretty cold up north. I saw some 40s for lows in southern Ontario. So, I mean, it's pretty close for sure. Andrea wrote a big comment. What's to say? I love the personal interaction. Plus, you're straightforward and clear with forecasts. Clearly. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that's very nice. Andrea, I appreciate that. I appreciate you. You've always been such a good supporter. So, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, Susan, absolutely. Jill, yep. Does sound fun. Yeah, boy, Susan, you're right. You're in India. It looks like it's Storm City. Yeah. So, Susan, it's interesting. Indianapolis in my mind, are going to. I always say in my mind because it's not guaranteed, but this is the way I see it playing out. That front on Wednesday settles down by Indianapolis, so they get storms Wednesday. But then when it settles there, they get more on Thursday, and then they're in the mix for the Friday, Saturday storms as well because that front doesn't really clear. So, yeah, it does look pretty stormy down there for sure. Mark, will the corn sweat on the 4th or will the butter take care of it? Depends on what kind of butter you're using there, Mark. Yeah, Miriam, I hope so too, for sure. Our town parade is Wednesday evening. I hope so too. We'll keep you updated on that. Listen, I understand that's your focus this week is like firework plans and stuff like that. So I'm going to cater my forecast to that. Okay. I'm not going to do like here's our drought monitor, and we're like have fireworks that night. So we'll take care of you for all that. Okay. All right. I think that's about it. So yep, we got them all. Okay. Guys, have a wonderful night. We're back on the radio side of things tomorrow morning. Regionweather.com. We've got updates as well. So you guys have a wonderful night and a wonderful week. I'm around all week. You're going to get forecast updates like you normally would. So you won't notice I'm on vacation. So there's that. Okay. Happy 4th. We'll talk until then. All right.